Hi, welcome to my channel. Extremely dark here today, so no ring light because for some reason I looked bright orange with the ring light on, so we've had to go completely natural today, so we won't go too close up today, I don't think. Right, I'm talking about manifesting against a feeling of lack. So you have a feeling of disappointment, of frustration, nothing's moving for you. And usually I can describe this, I can talk to people about this, and I say, do you feel stuck? And they go, oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I feel stuck. I hadn't really thought about it before. So when you feel stuck, that is an energy. So you feel stuck, but you are manifesting against it. So you are affirming against that feeling of stuck. But you don't really realize it because it doesn't feel hugely significant, but it is, whatever that feeling is. It doesn't have to be stuck. It can be anything like disappointment, frustration, nothing's moving, nothing's changing, all of that. And then you are pushing against that with your affirmations and scripting, visualization. So first of all, I'm going to say stop, because doing that is, I'm going to say it's pointless, but doing that is not going to help you, because doing that won't change anything. Because what happens is that stuff that's going on inside of you that you can actually feel, if you sit there quietly and bring it up within yourself, it's there all of the time and it's on autopilot. So that is powerful and that is stronger than any of the other stuff that you're doing. So you need to kind of reset and think, okay, I have to deal with the underlying issue here. The underlying issue is this vibration, this feeling that I have that is there most of the time. It is dominant. So whilst I might feel good when I'm speaking my affirmations or whatever it is that I'm doing, if I've still got that feeling, that's what I need to deal with. So how do you deal with that? Well, first of all, you notice it. I have a vibration, a feeling within me, a frequency, whatever you want to call this. I just call it my energy. My energy on the subject is this, and I want this. So how can I possibly get that when the internal environment I've created is not in alignment with that? It's in alignment with the stuck feeling. We'll just go with stuck as I'm describing it here. Stuck. That is a feeling that I've had on several occasions, and I started to notice that, when I said I got stuck I won't go on about this, but just an example of when I felt stuck in the office I was in and I couldn't move. And I noticed that feeling, and ever since then, mostly I haven't had it, but if I do have it, I am able to notice it right away. I think that will not serve me. What can I change that feeling for? So if you have a feeling of stuck, notice it, really bring it up and feel it. Think, yeah, I can feel that. Can I manipulate that energy within? Because that's all we're doing all of the time with manifestation and living different realities. We're manipulating energy, whether we know we're doing it or not, doing it on purpose or accidentally. That's what happens. And then you start living a reality based on that energy. So what can you do about that? Can you swap it for something else? Hope is a good one, because you probably do hope for that. Even a wish, like a feeling of a gentle wish for it, or a feeling of optimism, a feeling of, well, it's possible. You can change that feeling. You can manipulate that energy and change it. It will morph into something else. And then I look at it like you're bending space and time when you do that, by changing that energetically, because you then change the internal environment. So if you've changed that feeling, and even if you're just not getting it anymore, you notice it and you think, oh, that doesn't serve me, and you're able to just let it go, then that is just as good, because then you've got a space where that feeling used to be, it's not there anymore. So if you're not feeling stuck anymore, you won't be stuck anymore. But it's not forcing yourself out of it, it's noticing it and then thinking, what can I do? Can I get rid of it? With me, I just can get rid of it now because I notice it and go, oh, I just let it go, and it goes. But I've been doing this for a long time. But equally, I can swap a feeling, and I can think, that feeling doesn't serve me. It's there naturally, but I can change it. I can notice it and I can change it for something not too outrageous, although it's just a vibration, just a feeling. So you could go outrageous, because you're just evoking a feeling, and your subconscious mind does not know that that's all that you're doing. It doesn't know it's not real. So you could do that if you don't have any resistance there. But if you just make it one of determination, one of optimism, one of hope, anything like that, is different than what it is. So you're then creating a new environment. So you plant a seed and then you create a new environment for it to grow in by feeling something different. So it is a case of noticing it. And every time you feel yourself drifting back to stuck, you bring yourself back to the new feeling and you just keep doing it. You could try some EFT tapping. I'm sure there's some out there with a stuck feeling. I'm sure if you type that in, you'll find something like that. If not, you could make it up yourself. Tapping is amazing for just releasing feelings and releasing energies. But first of all, with all of this stuff, when you notice it, and you haven't, especially if you haven't noticed it before, it no longer flies under the radar. So you've got your 50% of the way there by just dealing with it, noticing it and dealing with it. But you have to be honest with yourself. What am I actually feeling? Don't hide from it, because the thing is, you cannot hide from yourself. We cannot hide from self. You know, we can bury our heads in the sand, but your subconscious is still playing that out over and over again, regardless of the fact that you're trying to not think about it. It doesn't make any difference. You're better off to think about it and deal with it than pretend it's not there and think, if I ignore it, it'll go away, because it won't. Things don't go away when we ignore them, do they? They just carry on there, and at some point we have to deal with them. Anything in life, you know. So dealing with it now is key. How can you deal with that? What's your way of dealing with that? Maybe it's just talking to your subconscious and saying, can you help me lose this feeling of stuck within? If you're kind of like finding that that's just not happening, just ask the question, or just swap that feeling in the moment and hold on to the new feeling for a minute or two and then let it go, and just keep doing it on and off. It's not going to hurt you. All you're doing is changing a feeling, changing an energy. You're not trying to force through a manifestation. You're just looking at changing your inner state, and we have to do something to do that, unless it just releases. But generally, if we don't know it's there and we don't realize the impact it's having, we can't just release it because we haven't addressed it at all. But as soon as you know it's there and you understand that it's there, and you can get on board with the fact that that energy is what is holding you back, nothing else, nothing external is holding you back. Nothing. You see people manifest left, right and centre that are just in a really good mindset, and they recognise those energies and they just swap them out, or they just let them go, and those are the people that get the things that they want. And you see it happening and you think, why is that happening for them? Why can't I do that? Because your energy is different. Your energy has become probably a bit stagnant on the subject, but you don't realise that that energy has all of the power, because sometimes it's strong and we can feel it, but sometimes it's not. It's just subtle, but we do know it's there, but we just haven't considered the impact of it because we don't realise that that's what I realised back in the day. It's on autopilot. It's working 24/7. And then people will say to me, what about when we go to sleep? You know, we're let go then. And I think, well, are you? Because I don't think we are. We think we are because we're asleep. But how do we know that actually that thing is not being held onto in our sleep? We don't know that. So just because we're unconscious, it doesn't mean that that thing is kind of wiped out whilst we're asleep. So it's feeling it. Get the feeling that's coming up inside of you, be really honest about it and go, if I had to stick a label on this, if somebody needed me to label it for them, what would I label it? And that is just a really great way of telling you where you are. And then you look at that and you think, okay, that's what I need to do something about. How am I going to do that? What is the way that suits me? Like, not the way that suits me. I mean, I just talk to my subconscious and I ask for help, and then help might come my way, or I might just feel that it's released. But I am much better just swapping energies up, and I just noticing them, doing it playfully, not doing it with a serious mindset, just going, oh, I'm going to have a go at this, let's see if this works. Okay, that didn't work, but what if I see if this works? And sometimes if things don't work for me, I will go to EFT and I'll go, bit of tapping usually does the trick, because it releases something, and then I maybe go back to those other things after I've felt a bit of release with EFT. Again, it's your way. This stuff is unique to you. I'll tell you something. When I've looked at quite a few videos over the years of people that have had either near-death experiences or death experiences, they've actually died and then they've been brought back. And you know what? Hardly any of those are the same. They're all unique to that person. So that person's mindset, that person's beliefs and that. So when they say, oh, this happened, and so this is what life really is. I was told that this is what life is. Yeah, but somebody else that had a near-death experience or a death experience, had a completely different version of events. Something really different happened for them. So this is just unique to you. So it's how you feel and how it... See, I don't do anything in a conventional sense that people would talk to you about manifestation. I just like making things up, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is changing energy and manipulating energy. And whichever way you do that, it's up to you. There are no rules here. So you could just say, God, subconscious, universe, whatever you call it, please find me my way. Please help me. This is what I want to achieve. I want to be able to manipulate energy so that I can change things. Can you show me the way? Show me, give me some inspiration. What is my way of doing that? Ask that. If you don't ask the question, if you don't ask, you don't get. So that's my rule of thumb anyway. Okay, I hope that this was useful. If you don't know anything about me, I'm an author, I'm a manifestation coach, and I'm a mindset coach.